as promised, let's dive into pillars. What is a pillar? Great question, my friend. A pillar is one of the main objectives of your project. If you are able to properly execute 2 to 3 of your main pillars, then the odds of your project succeeding are above 90%. Let's take my We All Bleed Red initiative as an example. The key pillars for that project would be 1. Securing a venue and deciding on a date and time. 2. Collecting submissions. And 3. People showing up on opening night. Now, when I was 1 month into my project, I took a quick look at that short list and I'm not gonna lie, I was hella scared. Why? Because of what I just told you in the last video. Each of these 3 key steps forced me to rely on a bunch of other people. I didn't have my own art gallery or space, I couldn't create my own submissions, and I sure as heck couldn't force people to show up on opening night. Or could I? Do you guys remember the monkey bread I mentioned earlier in this course? It's actually kind of a hilarious but effective example because although I couldn't physically drag people to the event, I definitely could incentivize them to show up. Now, I am positive that with a little time and ingenuity, you guys can also figure out ways to restore agency to yourself as you plan and execute your project. In fact, we are going to exercise some of those creative muscles right now. I'm going to have you guys play a game, the what if game with me. As you can see in the table, I've already written one what if question that restores agency or control of the project from up to chance back to me. How might we do the same for the other 2 pillars? Put yourself in the shoes of 2015 Kevin and try it out. Then we'll compare answers in a few moments. All right, let's take a look. Here's what I have. For secure a venue and decide on a date, I wrote, what if we hosted the exhibit entirely online and focused on digital content? What if we published a magazine and focused on written content? For collecting submissions, what if we turned the event into a contest and gave cash prizes to the top 3 pieces? What if we handed out gifts to everyone who submitted artwork? What if we partnered with teachers and asked them to create an assignment with the same prompt as homework? As you can see, there are multiple right answers. But wait, there's more. Now that we've learned what pillars are and how to restore agency back to ourselves, it's time to add some numbers. I want us to turn these pillars into quantitative, concrete goals. Benchmarks that, after a few weeks, we can say, A, yes, we did hit this number, or B, no, actually we missed it. After all, collecting submissions is pretty vague. Like, how many submissions? What about the quality of the submissions? Similarly, getting people to show up on opening night. How many attendees are we looking for? Since we're running out of time for this video, I'll go ahead and do this for you. But in the next activity, you guys will be assigning numbers to each of your 2 to 3 main pillars in order to convert them into quantitative goals. Feel free to steal from mine as an example. One final thing before you go, let's talk briefly about qualitative goals. This is how you want people to feel as they engage with your project. In this case, it would include things like the pride of the artists as they submit their work, the joy, the inspiration of the attendees as they see the work and engage with it, and of course the satisfaction of the team who has led and organized and seen this project come from an idea into fruition. So take a moment to consider everyone involved in your MVP and how you would like them to feel if everything went perfectly. This is important because it's like that old saying, if you don't know what you're shooting at, you'll never hit the target.